In today's episode, the best way to get visibility at work without bragging, so stay tuned. Welcome to my show where high achievers get promoted, get productive, and get the corner office. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video because every Wednesday there is a career accelerating episode headed your way. Gaining visibility at work is so important to your promotion, to identifying opportunities on new interesting projects, to getting ahead in your career, and having those projects you are working on actually getting momentum and getting other people behind it to support it, which can create an even bigger impact. Or it can seem counterproductive because you're getting visibility for projects that you don't want more of that work for. In other words, you become known for doing work that you don't like. And thus you get more of that work and you get promoted into the wrong area of the company. There are lots of ways to actually get visibility at work. That's right, lots and lots of ways. And it can be overwhelming to pick from, like what's the strategy that I start with? And so today in this episode, I'm gonna narrow it down to 3 biggies. And if you apply just one of these, you're gonna see a lot more positive visibility in your workday that can lead to bigger and better things immediately and even more cumulative positive effects down the line. Number 1 is an essential first step that you need to take, which is clarify who you want to have more visibility with. So in other words, who in the organization is it most important that you're investing your visibility efforts with to actually have more visibility with? Having visibility isn't just about popping up more, it's about appearing in a positive way and building a positive relationship. So you're more front of mind. So when they have opportunities or they need help or they have a question, they're going to reach out to you for your assistance versus having this other mindset of being out of sight and out of mind. Now, in my podcast, the CEO Sessions, I interviewed the COO of Counterproductive, Charles Brewer, and he had this helpful tip. Identify the 6 people who would have the greatest influence on getting the position you'd like and build a relationship with them. Right, that's advice right from the CEO. And by the way, he was also CEO of DHL e-commerce before that. So you can see this is a high profile leader who knows a thing or two about building positive momentum and visibility in your career. So it's understanding the landscape. So do an inventory right now on the senior leaders you know in your organization that you would like to have more positive visibility with, and all the other strategies that we're going to talk about or ones that you're going to adopt in the future can all build around this. And when you start thinking about who these people are, think not just the most high parts of the organization, but also those key influencers, middle part of the organization. So it doesn't just have to be the CEO and the COO. There are lots of people, of course, trying to build those relationships and get positive visibility with them, but also think about those that are directly impacted by your work and how you can reach out to them and help them understand the impact of the work you're doing. And by the way, ask them questions in terms of what they find most valuable to them for themselves, for their positions and their team and the bottom line, and use that as positive input to help you build your next step for your career and understanding how you can more effectively communicate the impact of your work contribution. Number 2 is to share important industry information. But the key is not to just forward emails of what's impacting your group. So for example, years and years ago, I was in supply chain and I was in procurement, and there would often be certain changes in the industry that would come out. And what I would do would be I would forward it to these key leaders, right, that I was looking to build my visibility with, but I would add a sentence or 2 or even 3 of value in terms of why it's important to them. Now, you don't want to forward it each and every day, right? But you're doing it in a way to help keep them in a loop and how these important events can actually impact them. Number 3 is to create a shareable top 3 highlights list each week. And this is essentially what you've contributed, what your team has contributed, and just summarizing those bullets to at least your boss. And even better if you can add in a few other leaders who really need to be aware of what your team is doing. Share those around throughout the organization to get input from other people. This will all help essentially build your visibility and contribution across the organization, and ultimately when opportunities for growth, for professional growth, or for promotion come up, you and your team are going to be much more front of mind to be engaged in that conversation. Now, don't forget the big bonus tip here, and this is one that I say to the end because this is one of my favorites. It is to build a testimonial file, or some people call it an endorsement file. Ask for feedback from individuals around the organization, not in a formal way like for your annual review, but ask for feedback on projects that you're contributing to, or even from customers that you're working with. Ask for written feedback and create an email file. And one of the greatest ways to build visibility is to share feedback and endorsements from other people to your boss and these other high network people who you're looking to gain visibility with. Because yes, you can come across and share your wins, and sometimes that can come across a little bit as promotional and boasting, although there are ways I'm going to share in future videos to make sure that doesn't happen. They can come across that way. So one of the greatest ways to do that is to ask for third-party feedback and then be willing to share it with others. So let's quickly roll through these best ways to increase your visibility inside your organization without bragging. Number one is to clarify who you need to build more visibility with. Number two is to share the important news of your industry by adding a sentence or two of extra value. And then once you do that, forwarding it to key people to keep them in the loop. Number three is to create your 3 big highlights of the week and then share those via email in a way that they can share with others in a way that's applicable to them, and also include things like your annual goals and other achievements and other things that you're looking to build out in terms of your capabilities, so they're aware and they can invite you to participate in theirs. And the big bonus was to gather the testimonials, right? Gather testimonials and endorsements from third parties via email that can also be shared in the future. Now, if you're really looking to accelerate your career and boost your visibility in a positive way inside your organization, make sure that you stick around for the next video.